Welcome to episode 11 of 96 American Spirituals for Ukulele. This progressive course begins with the simplest 2-chord songs and works up through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9-chord songs. You'll learn new chords all along the way, as well as strumming and fingerpicking techniques, all while exploring a rich heritage of moving, inspirational, and even humorous American spirituals. A big thank you to my patrons who help make all my videos possible. You will have access to a free PDF of today's spiritual at patreon.com/uke. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today, we will be diving into Little David, Play on Your Harp. I love this spiritual. As always, we'll start with a playthrough and then cover any new chords and techniques. Our beginning note is an A, the open first string, and our first chord is an F chord. Here we go. 1 and 2 and... Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Little David was a shepherd boy. He killed Goliath and he shouted for joy. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Brave Joshua was the son of Nun. He never would quit till the work was done. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Done told you once, done told you twice, there's sinners in hell for a shooting dice. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. All right, so there you go. There's Little David. Just a fun spiritual. All right, so as far as our chords go, you'll notice if you were looking at what I was doing, I was not playing the F version that's written, which would be this. I was playing the pinky F with the pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, right? And then for the C7, I left that pinky there, and then I just moved this 2nd finger up a fret for the C7, right? All right, now you don't have to do it that way, but I was doing this fingerpicking technique where I think it sounds better if we're using this fuller version of F. As opposed to here's the bass line version of F that is our root position, regular root position F. It's okay. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah, hallelujah, little David. But it's really emphasizing that A, right? Over and over and over again. Whereas if you add that pinky to the 3rd fret of the 1st string, you get this. Little David, play on your harp. And that's just so much more full and pretty and harp-like. There are no double notes on a harp, right? Okay, there's no way you can play the same note in the same octave twice like you can on the ukulele, right? Every time you do a 1st and 4th string together, you have that possibility of playing the same note on both strings. and that is not what a harp would do. So, being that this is about little David play on your harp, I think it's appropriate to add that extra finger, and it just sounds so fun. Right? Okay, so that's it for the chords. Now, as far as the technique, I've shown this in one of the other songs. For right hand technique, it's 3, 12, 4, 12, 3, 12, 4, 12. Now, I just showed this as a possibility in one of the other songs. When in the other song, we were really just going 3, 12, 3, 12, 3, 12, 3, 12. Now, if you were doing that and you wanted to do the root position F, you could do that. 3, 12, 3, 12, 3, 12. I don't think it's as cool. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, 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 David, play on your harp, hallelujah. But if you were a beginner and you were just doing this very, in your first time as a ukulele player, that would be a way to simplify it and make it a little bit easier for you. All right, so that's it as far as that goes. And then I threw in from the last video, on the very last version of the chorus, I threw in, little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah, little David, play on your harp, hallelujah. Okay, and I didn't do that actually there at the end. Okay, I just started doing that spontaneously. And that's actually pretty cool. You could actually do that in this one. So I was doing the down, up, chink up, down, up, chink up. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. And let me just go over how you do that again. You're basically just putting the fleshy part of your palm onto the strings and then flicking across the strings, so you get a little kind of chop, flick, but you add them together to click, click, click. So down, up, click, up, down, up, click, up, down, up, click, up. So little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah. Right? And that other one that I was playing would actually work really well, where you're just going click up, click up, click up, click up. This is one I like to do on that Beatles song, Molly, Obla-dee Obla-da, right? Right. Molly had a in the marketplace, right? Okay. Desmond had a something in the market. Now I can't remember the words because I'm trying to. But anyway, Obla-dee Obla-da. That part's easy to remember. Desmond had a, Molly had a, never mind. Okay, so there we go. So got that, and so we can do it like that with the chink up, chink up. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah. Right, so that's another possibility of something you could do. Anyway, so there's some different things you can do with this. The simpler the chords in a song are, the more frosting as far as strumming and fingerpicking techniques that you can put onto it. The faster the chords change in a song, the less you can get away with that. I mean, there's all kinds of things, I mean, you could try something like a ragtime strum on this. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, play on your harp, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah. Right? So there's all kinds of things you could do. And that's just scratching the surface. And so if you wanted to do it different each time, you could do it that way. I think that's a little bit overkill when you're dealing with an audience that they want to hear familiarity. And so it's one thing to stick something in different at the end just for sort of a big finish, but it's another thing to have everything different all the time. There has to be some kind of balance between newness, novelty, and a balance between that and going back to something familiar that the audience can kind of say, oh yeah, I recognize that. And because audiences love to recognize things, but they also love to be teased with novelty. So all of that will work. Anyway, so that is Little David. I hope you enjoy that one. I love that one. That's one of my favorites. I remember listening to Jesse Norman sing that in a live concert recording that I had when I was young, and it was just so much fun, and the way she sang it. So if you get a chance to look up Jesse Norman singing that, that would be an awesome sort of introduction to the song as well. Um, she has such a glorious voice. Anyway, so here we go. If you'd like the PDF for that, please join me at patreon.com/uke. And if you'd like notifications for future videos, please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. And once again, have a great day and a great week, and learn up, uke up, and enjoy this experience of learning the ukulele, and just have fun with it. And we'll see you next time.